Comparing Robinson's first 50 games to Patrick Ewing's first 50 games, and Robinson, look at the difference in blocks, 2.36 per game for Robinson, 2.06 for Ewing. The last rookie to average at least 2.35 blocks was Tim Duncan all the way back in 97-98. Robinson making an impact more over the Wally Wall with Allen and Wally, guys.
Thank you, Bill. Well, that's some company to be in.
Wow.
You mentioned Patrick Ewing, but you also mentioned
Duncan?
Tim Duncan as well with the blocks, and he's got a streak going right now. Mitchell Robinson does of 23 straight games with a block. Patrick Ewing has the franchise record at 28, so he's also closing in on that. Also, 2+ blocks a game, that's 14 straight. So we're showing you exactly what kind of an impact he has on the defense when he's out there.
Yeah, and it's good because early on in the season he had that ankle injury, but now he's healthy. Notice the blocks with the left hand. I love that. And only 19 minutes just about. He's averaging 2.4 blocks. Look at all these other guys. They're averaging up around 30 minutes a game.
Stuffs them.
Yeah, I love that one. The dunk that the Suns guy was going
16 threes he's
Notice
blocked
how many
as well.
he blocks with his left hand.
Yes.
They're most are with his left hand.
Yeah, he can give it. He can block. Well, I call it a helicopter block because he can either hand. It doesn't matter, and I think that's what makes him more effective. Because he knows he can.
Yeah, and with the left hand, the opponents don't see it coming. You know, I think that's one of the reasons when it comes out of nowhere with the left hand. That's why.
And let's take a closer look at the way the way he can block shots and make it look so easy. This one just straight up defense. Yeah, and he does a good job of playing great team defense, too. Here comes De'Aaron Fox off the drive. Now, freeze it there. Now, he's kind of playing possum over here. His defender, Dennis Smith Jr. is doing a good job of funneling De'Aaron Fox down to the lane, and he just comes out of nowhere by just keeping that little bit of space. And if you haven't played against him, you don't know how long he is and how much ground he can cover. Fox, I guarantee, with most centers in the NBA, he can get this shot off, but not with Mitchell Robinson. I mean, that was he had to reach up high, and he keeps it in bounds. Right. So Knox gets it, and they can be off to the races. Bill Russell type block. Yeah, he's very good at not swatting it a lot of times out of bounds. Sometimes you got to send a message, and you just pound it into the fifth row. But most of the time, he keeps it in bounds because he wants to start the fast break. I love that. Sometimes you want to just spike it every now and then. And then sometimes also you've got to cover everything when you're a great defensive big man. We're going to show you here that he's not just a shot blocker, but he actually covers a lot of ground on defense. This is a textbook defensive possession by a big man. First, he comes out by the three-point line, and the show is tremendous. Now, freeze it there. Look at how he shows, and he gets Booker to move towards the half-court line. That's tremendous defense. Then, once he sees Damian Dotson gets back into the play, he goes back into the lane and gets back to defending the paint and defending the house. This is tremendous. He comes out here. Booker was on fire at this point, so he wants to get the ball out of his hands. He wants to get Damian Dotson back in the position. Watch how he sprints back to the paint. He's like, I got to get back home. I got to get back to the rim. That's where I belong. Now I can protect. Ellenson does a good job of closing out, taking away the three-point line, forces the defender, forces the offensive player to go to the baseline. Now, you do not want to allow blow-bys. I don't think this is a blow-by. He kind of makes him work to get by him, but he funnels him to the shot blocker. Here comes Mitchell Robinson. Now, this is impressive because I guarantee Jackson is thinking about dunking this ball, but not in Mitchell Robinson's house, not in his neighborhood. Look at this. With the left hand again. It's unbelievable how many blocks he gets with the left hand. And I guarantee that Jackson didn't see that coming because he figured he was going to have to go block it with the right hand. But the fact that he just came out of nowhere, he surprised his defenders with that left hand, and I think that's how he gets a lot of those sneaky blocks. Yeah, it's incredible body control, no question about it. But you're seeing that kind of activity by a young 7-footer, and you got to think to yourself, that can be exhausting. And, you know, he was subbed out of the game with 3 minutes to go yesterday. A lot of people wondered why. And David Fizdale explained because he showed signs of fatigue and he couldn't leave him out there. So that's a part of the game that Mitchell Robinson's going to have to work on because when he's got that kind of energy, he's a difference maker.